Hey, what's up growers? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing advanced CO₂ enrichment and how to maximize yield safely. Imagine a world where your harvests are not just bigger, but significantly better, thanks to an invisible gas. Sounds like science fiction, right? Well, it's not. Join us as we clarify the complex science behind CO₂ enrichment, showing you how to safely harness its power to achieve unprecedented growth and maximize your crop's potential. Every grower knows about light, nutrients, and water, but CO₂ is the forgotten piece of the puzzle. Ambient air contains roughly 420 parts per million, or ppm, of carbon dioxide. That's enough for survival, but not for maximum yield. In fact, under strong indoor lighting, CO₂ often becomes the limiting factor in photosynthesis. When you raise CO₂ levels, you remove that bottleneck. Plants can photosynthesize faster, grow bigger, and yield more. Research shows that optimized CO₂ enrichment can lead to a 20 to 30% yield increase. That's like adding an additional plant to a 4 or 5 pot grow, sometimes even higher under ideal conditions. So let's get into the science of it. Photosynthesis is the engine of your plant growth, and CO₂ is the fuel. But like any engine, there's an optimal range. For the vegetative state, plants respond well to about 800 to 1000 ppm. For the flowering stage, the sweet spot is often 1200 to 1500 ppm when paired with strong lighting. Push beyond 1600 ppm and you hit diminishing returns. Plants simply can't use more. This is known as the saturation point. Anything higher just wastes gas, money, and can become potentially dangerous for humans. Here's the correlation. Higher CO₂ leads to higher photosynthetic efficiency, faster growth, denser yields. But only if other factors, light, nutrients, and water, are equally optimized. So now let's talk hardware. There are 3 main ways to introduce CO₂ into your grow. Number 1 is tanks and regulators. Compressed CO₂ tanks with regulators provide precise control, great for small to medium grows. Number 2 is CO₂ generators. These burn propane or natural gas to create CO₂. They're more suited for large rooms or commercial setups. Number 3 are mushroom bags and natural methods. These are low cost, passive release, and easy for beginners, but much less consistent in results. No matter your method, you'll need controllers and sensors to maintain ppm, plus fans or circulation systems to distribute CO₂ evenly across the canopy. Think ROI. Mushroom bags are cheap to start, tanks are moderate cost with high accuracy, and generators are high investment but efficient at scale. Now for the most important part, safety. CO₂ can supercharge your grow, but it also poses real risk. High concentrations are dangerous for humans and pets. Ventilation is non-negotiable. Your grow space should maintain negative pressure, exhausting air safely while preventing leaks into living areas. CO₂ poisoning symptoms include headaches, dizziness, and shortness of breath. In extreme cases, it can be fatal. Always handle tanks carefully. Secure them upright, check regulator fittings, and use leak detectors. For generators, ensure proper combustion and ventilation. I would not recommend using a CO₂ generator in a home or small grow. Remember, boosting your harvest is never worth risking your health. So how do we maximize return? Once you've mastered the basics, you can push even further. Integrate CO₂ with environmental controls. CO₂ only works if light, temperature, and humidity are optimized. We'll discuss VPD, or vapor pressure deficit, in another video coming up. That's in the works now. But you should aim for temps of 80 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit during enrichment for best results. And you only want to do daytime enrichment. CO₂ only benefits plants when lights are on, so don't waste your gas or money during dark periods. Next method is pulse delivery. Instead of a continuous flow of CO₂, Advanced systems deliver bursts of CO2 to maintain target ppm. This improves efficiency. Some future tech I've been viewing is innovations in CO2 capture and recycling. They're already on the horizon, making enrichment more sustainable and affordable for both home and commercial growers. So in conclusion, CO2 enrichment is one of the most powerful tools advanced growers can use. When applied correctly, it removes the photosynthesis bottleneck, driving yields far beyond what ambient air alone can provide. But remember, it's not just about gas, it's about balance, pairing CO2 with strong lights, the right nutrients, and more importantly, safe protocols. If you get this right, you'll unlock harvests that are not just bigger, but healthier and more efficient. Alright, that wraps up for today's video. If you like this one, leave a like below, subscribe for more, and as always, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.